Let's see once again diagrammatic explanation of DMU, right? Law of DMU. In the last lecture, we have studied about the assumptions and then meaning of DMU. So everything we have studied in the last earlier lecture, right? So now today we are going to study of DMU with the diagrammatic explanation. Now let us understand how to work in the diagrammatic presentation. See, we have taken again earlier examples of consuming of ice creams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now our MU was 20, 16, 10, 4. This point is called as satiety point. That is called a 0 point, right? And after that, your negative negative utility will be start, right? So again, this column is called as TU column, right? When you consume one ice cream, your MU was 20, TU it comes 20. When you consume again an additional unit, right? That is called your MU was 16, 20 plus 16, it becomes 36. So, column is changed only. In the earlier example, this column was this side and this column was this side. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how to understand on the basis of diagrammatic representations. Now, in the diagrams, unit of ice cream are shown on the x-axis. See, here is having your x-axis. Here is having your x-axis, right? And MU along with the y-axis. Your MU is having on the y-axis. This is the y-axis. Am I right? Right? So this is the
Yeah.
y-axis. Right? Now, MU from each successive ice cream is represented by point A, B, C, D, E. Right? So now, this is the MU. Now come to the MU. When you consume one ice cream, your MU was 20. Now come to the 20. It indicates A for apple. Right? When we consume second ice cream, that is called additional, so our MU was 16. So we can mark to the 16. Now here is 16. You can write down B. Right? Now when you consume one more additional ice cream, your MU was 10. So we can come to the 10. Now you can mark for here 10 and you can give as a C. Now then again you can, when you consume more additional ice cream, that is called as fourth ice cream. So your MU was 4. So come to the MU, 4, right? When you consume one more additional ice cream, that is called as 5. So 5 comes here this side. So you can write down E, right? When you consume one more additional ice cream, so your MU becomes -6. That is called as negativity. This point is called as satiety point. So which is having this point, 0 point. If if you remember this word, you can keep in mind 0 MU only. Your MU will become 0 at the point of certain level. So this point is called as satiety point as well as you can say 0 point, right? So this part is called as a negative point, negative MU. What it 6. So we can
Are we
explain.
supposed to mark it
Yes,
when we draw the clock? Okay,
yes,
negative we have to
exactly.
mark.
Yes, everything you have to
Okay.
draw properly, right? And you can write down. You can explain, explanation in this way like that. When you draw the
Okay.
diagrams, when you draw the diagrams on the basis of this table, so you must present diagram along with the explanation, right?
Yeah.
Now again, we'll start with the additional part. Explore more about the law of DMU. See, you can take a simple example. MU may increase initially. See, MU was increased in the initial level. In certain situation, MU may increase. For example, a thirsty person may more satisfied with the second glass of water as compared to the one. As compared to the one, right? It all depends upon the circumstances, not it will be depend upon the circumstance. Suppose if person is not thirsty, then one glass of water it will be enough for him. But second glass of water it will not be satisfied him, right? Now then, no indication about the rate of falling MU. Law of DMU says nothing about the rate of decline of MU because it does not specify whether MU falls at a slow or fast rate, whether it decline or uniform or variable rate. See, again, MU, it is not a fixed. It is not applicable for everywhere with the same manner. It will be depend upon the some circumstances. I told you in the last line of last lecture. Suppose you have a habit of playing, with the some indoor game, outdoor games. When wherever you are playing more and more and more, then you will be satisfied more. That law, that theory is not applicable in the MU, right? So synonymous of law of DMU, it is also known as the fundamental law of satisfaction. Might maybe this type of question will be asked in the examination. What is the meaning of DMU? Either what is the synonymous word of the DMU? So we can write down fundamental law of satisfaction, either fundamental of psychological law, right? So just star mark on this point because maybe this type of question will be asked in the MCQ. Okay. Now come to your main part again, consumer equilibrium. Up to this, we have seen that only what is the meaning of consumer, what is the utility, right? What is the ATU, what is the average, what is the MU. So now we can come to the main part that is called as consumer equilibrium. See, I'll explain in a short only. Consumer equilibrium refers to the situation when a consumer is having maximum satisfaction with limited income and has no tendency to change its way of existing expenditure. This is the most and simple definition of the consumer equilibrium. See, as you know, by the human tendency, everyone wants to pay less and to get maximum satisfaction.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes, this kind of, incident is happened with us like that. अरे हमने 10 रुपए का तो लिया 100 रुपीज का हमने आइसक्रीम लिया था बट इट इज नॉट वर्थ लाइक दैट फॉर द रुपीज 100 रुपीज 100 रुपीज की वर्थ नहीं है इट विल बी चार्ज ओनली 25 रुपीज to 50 rupees. Sometimes we are using that kind of words. Why? Because as a customer, as a consumer, we are paying less but we are getting maximum satisfaction from that product, right? So when we talk about the consumer equilibrium, it is happening in the consumer equilibrium. It is a situation when consumer having maximum satisfaction with limited income level. He want to spend less, he want to get more. That is a simple funda. That is called as but how to maintain the consumer equilibrium? See, the consumer has to pay price for each unit of commodity, so he cannot buy or consume unlimited quantities because of the reason income level. Sometimes his desire is having more, but he cannot buy more because of the reason income level factor. Because his income level is very low, very less compared to the buying capacity. See, everyone wants to purchase Rolls Royals, either BMW. Is it possible for everyone to buy that four-wheeler? Not possible. And the person who afford to buy that vehicle, then they can buy it. But others have a desire only. Others have a desire only, but cannot. Same thing is happening here. They want to utilize, they want to consume more, but due to reason of less income level, they cannot. As per the law of DMU, utilities derived from each successive unit goes on the decreasing. As you studied, we have studied already. Whenever you are consuming more and more and more at a certain level, your MU will become zero, right? And it after that it goes to the downside. At the same time, his income Now, at the same time, his income also decreases with the purchase of more and more units of commodity. Obviously, when you have a desire to purchase more, then again you have to spend more. That is a simple funda, right? If you are not buying more, then your just a minute.
Yeah.
Huh. So, a rational consumer aims to balance his expenditure in a such manner. So, true consumer wants to maintain the balance. Income equals to expenditure. Simple, right? So that it gets maximum satisfaction with minimum expenditure. So now, when he does so, he said to be the equilibrium. Equilibrium, it means what? They want to buy commodity and the goods as per their income level and to get maximum satisfaction. Simple funda, right? So now consumer equilibriums can be discussed under the two different situations. Now, consumer spends his entire income on a single commodity. Few consumers, they are spending their entire income on the purchase of only single commodity. But when you talk about the other consumer, that consumer spends his entire income on two commodities. Why? Because two commodities giving different satisfaction and different utility. Right? Because one goods is not giving more satisfaction. Right? Because after certain level, his ME will become zero. His ME will become zero. That is why few customers, few consumers, they are trying to buy two different commodities which will not be affecting on their MU. MU के ऊपर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा वहां पे नेगेटिविटी का, राइट? So this is the definition of consumer equilibrium. See, simple terms you can keep in mind this definition only up to this,
Okay.
right? So I think so up to this it's enough.